Hey up, Earthlings, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek, and I just thought I'd do a UFO news update, because I haven't done one for a while. I think about 3 years. It's been a while anyway, maybe not that long, I don't know. But I just thought I'd do one on the fly. I just thought, sod it, I'm going to do one. So, and Win Grace is here saying, I know what they are, so you can drop the U. Are they just foes or apps? And Princess has joined me today, for some reason. But, bless her, there she is. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Hang on, what's happened here? There we go, so adjust that. Oh, excuse me. Explore the description. Oh, by the way, we're live on, yes we are, we're live on YouTube and we're live on Rumble as well. Yes we are. Explore the description for things for such as merch and me books. Sod it, I'll get them out. Here they are. Mercury Rapids, a light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs and stuff like that, and alien invasions and all that palaver. And Silent Predator, short horror novella about genetically engineered big cats eating people in the North Yorkshire village, I think. It's a while since I wrote it, I've forgotten. I've genuinely forgotten what it's about. But they're on Amazon Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. And Wingrace says he prefers the term Earthican. Earthlings to me, or Earthlets. Is that what Tharg in 2000 AD used to call us Earthlets? Greetings, Earthlets. I am the mighty Tharg, editor of the galaxy's greatest comic, which it was at the time. And Justin's here saying, hello, everyone. Hello, Justin. Welcome. We're going to talk some UFOs and stuff. What was I saying? Oh, wow, going through the description one time. So there's links for my books and my merch and my other channels and my other websites and my social medias and Spotify and all that stuff. Sorry, one of my web pages that I've got loaded up just freaked out for a minute. And what else? Become a member and you get early access videos and exclusive videos and stuff like that. Right. So we'll just get on to it. It's just some news items which I've just found about UFOs and stuff like that. The links are in the description for all these stories if you want to read up on them. So off we go. We shall begin, shall we? I'll just add it to the blooming stage, and there we go. Off we go. First one from USA Today. Trump called for more alien files. UFO disclosure bill passed in 2023. Some may suggest that this is a distraction from other things that may be going on. Just as, the events of today could be a distraction from things that are going on. But anyway, so where were we? President Donald Trump, can you read that? So make it a bit bigger. Because I'm wasting half the page, aren't they? Where's my buttons? Is that getting bigger or small? Am I pressing the wrong button? There we go. I'm pressing the wrong button. Whoa, steady on, Steve. That's better, isn't it? President Donald Trump said he would order agencies to release records on aliens and UFOs. The February 19th Truth Social post. What's Truth Social? I don't understand. Is it X? I've never understood that term. Anyway. Wingrace says, wait, are you saying your stream is a distraction? You're a government stooge? No, I'm a stool pigeon. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe the government's using their mind control rays because I don't have a tinfoil hat, you see. So, but maybe they are. Where were we? The February 19th Truth Social post came after Trump criticised former President Barack Obama for saying on the podcast he thinks aliens exist. He didn't say he thinks, he says they are real, didn't he? That's what he said. Despite having never seen them. That's what he said. They said, they were asked one day about aliens or whatever. He says, are aliens exist or whatever the question was. And he says, they are real, but they're not at Area 51, and there's no underground base at Area 51 unless there's a huge conspiracy to keep the President of the United States out of the loop. But you've got to remember, the President of the United States, I don't think has the highest security clearance in the United States. I don't think he does anyway, even though he is the Commander-in-Chief. But anywho, Wingrace says, it's his own Twitter equivalent, is it? Oh, I don't know. I don't even know if I follow him. He created it before Elon bought. Oh, right, fair enough. Fair enough. Is that what he calls his own, Twitter post, X post, Truth Social? Is that what it is? I don't really pay much attention to politics, to be completely honest. Where were we? The comments drew a lot of attention, and Obama, later clarified his belief was based on statistics, but he never saw evidence during his presidency, which is probably a lie. Maybe, I don't know. I think he was just saying aliens are real, because he just said aliens are real, because I think he just meant aliens generally, everybody generally thinks there are aliens out there somewhere, whether or not you believe they're coming to Earth in flying saucers or whatever. But they are out there somewhere. I think that's what he meant. It's a whole separate platform. All right, is it? All right. I didn't even know that. Like Rumble isn't YouTube. Fair enough. Never even been to it, so I wouldn't know. I've just heard people mention it, and I thought it was just what he called his X posts. Pardon me. I'll be burping because I'm drinking coffee to keep myself awake. Because my own stupid voice puts me to sleep. Where were we? Trump criticised Obama for the comments and accused him of giving classified information, saying he's not supposed to be doing that. I didn't really understand why he said that, to be honest. But then, I think Trump doesn't know what he's saying half the time. I'm not a huge fan of President Trump, or any president for that, or Obama, or any of them, or Joe Biden. Didn't like any of them. I don't even like our own politicians over here. They're all idiots. But anyway. The president does have the highest clearance. Obama basically gave the excuse that was in Independence Day. I've heard other things about the president's security clearance. I have heard that there are security clearances. There are things that the president isn't told about because he doesn't have a high enough security clearance. That's what I've heard. Whether or not it's true or not, I don't know, but that's what I've heard. But then Trump posted on Truth Social, which is a separate platform, thank you, Wingrace, that he would direct agencies to release government records on alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, hate that term, and unidentified flying objects, UFOs, yay, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. Trump's second term has been filled with splashy document disclosures, from classified documents on the murder of President John F. Kennedy, which we're still none the wiser about, are we, to the release of millions of documents on the investigation into sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, which some might suggest that this is they're trying to distract from that, some might suggest. Who knows? Interesting life in outer space is nothing new. Congress has convened a few times to discuss the possibility of UFOs in the last few years. In fact, former President Joe Biden signed legislation to release some of it. Here is what to know. And there's the Prez with his missus. Obviously on giving support for the release of her film, Melania, by the looks of it. Right, lawmakers passed UFO transparency measure in 2023. A provision in a 2023 bill, hang on, just to say, if he doesn't, that is wild. Guy can have the nuclear codes, but aliens not. Well, this is it. It's above top secret. I can't remember where I saw it about him not having high enough clearance. It's like ultra cosmic and stuff like that, isn't there? Can't remember the name of the fellow that might have said it. Real soft-spoken chap, or a sergeant. What's his name now? Can't remember. It'll come to me in the middle of the night. A provision in a 2023 bill passed and signed by Biden required the National Archives and the Records Administration to establish a collection of government documents about UAPs. The UAP term is a relatively new one that more broadly defines mysterious objects sighted in not just the sky, but also near or underwater. It is relatively new compared to the term UFO. But when I was writing for UFO Data magazine back in like 2008, I think, something along them lines, we were getting government documents, through what they call it, freedom of information stuff, and the UAP were all over that. They started calling them, unidentified aerial phenomena way back then, nearly 20 years ago. But anyway, so there is a shadow government. Of course there is. Of course there is. There's one here as well. Every government has a shadow government. There's always shady stuff going on behind the scenes, isn't there? Don't get me started. Conspiracy theories claim aliens regularly turn off our nukes, and sometimes they turn them on. They do. So those codes might not mean much. I don't think aliens will start World War III. We can do that without their help. But yeah, there was the I'm going to Malmstrom. There was the Malmstrom Air Force Base incident, one in the 60s. I think it was the 60s, where UFOs hovered over a nuclear silo, and I can't remember if that was where they turned everything on or turned everything off. I think they turned everything off, and I think there was a case in the former Soviet Union of a UFO turning on the missiles, activating them, and like a sharp operator didn't carry on, didn't press the buttons to fire them, and turned everything off, and averted World War III, apparently. But that's the story. Where were we? It was included in an annual defence policy bill, but didn't quite have the juice that some lawmakers had sought in order to demand greater transparency around reports of strange crafts whizzing through US airspace and outmanoeuvring the military. Plus, the executive branch has up to 25 years within the record's creation to make it public. Yeah, of course they do. The bipartisan legislation was sponsored by top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer from New York, who had hoped to establish a process that could ultimately reveal to the public what the government knows about the existence of any non-human intelligences on Earth. The legislation was co-sponsored by 3 Republican and 2 Democratic senators. They'll only release what they want to release, and even then it'll be heavily redacted. Justin says, I'm a big conspiracy guy. I don't believe most of them wholehearted, but there's most likely a kernel of truth to most. Some conspiracy theories are, crazy, are they? And obviously not true, but yes, I think there are some genuine conspiracies, aren't there, going on. But anyway, just look for the Operation Northwoods. That were a thing that they were thinking about doing. Operation Gladio in Italy. Anyway, under the law, the National Archives must also gather information about technologies of unknown origins and non-human intelligence. While that sounded like a promising move toward transparency, the measure still empowers various government agencies to keep records classified. As I said, they'll just release what they want to release and heavily redact whatever they do release. I mean, there's that one in there with Stanton Friedman did a Freedom of Information Act request, and he got the documents, and then he shows them up, and just page after page were just black, heavily redacted. It were pointless. Anyway, if a president determines that the public release of certain records would pose a threat to US intelligence operations and military defence, declassification could be postponed under language in the bill. Justin says Northwoods is wild. Yes, it is. It is. Some have suggested Northwoods were the precursor to 9/11. But anyway, however, the potential harm of releasing the records must outweigh the public interest of disclosure according to the legislation. When asked how Trump's directive would be different than what is laid out in the law, White House spokesman Anna Kelly said Trump is more transparent than Biden, and stay tuned. National Archives began releasing some records in late April 2025 related to reports of UFOs. You can follow that link. Oh, excuse me. Trump's call for more documents to be released came about 5 months after a slate of witnesses last testified under oath to Congress about strange flying craft they claim can outmaneuver US military vehicles. The 4 witnesses who testified September 9th, 2025 discussed their own first-hand experiences of seeing what they believed were UAP, as well as their knowledge of what the federal government may be unlawfully shielding from lawmakers about the phenomena. They're like pilots and stuff like that, and I've forgotten the names. I tell I'm hopeless. I should have notes, shouldn't I? But they've become famous, haven't they, in UFO circles. But I'm blanking. But they're all that saying, they will testify in front of Congress, but not, some of the stuff they will only speak in like SCIFs, which is, special compartmentalised information, something or other. I forgot what it stands for. But they won't do it publicly, like on film or on camera, which kind of defies the point. It says, just bring them to the town square. Yes. The hearing was the third in as many years. Oh, what happened then? Tell you. Where are we up to? Why did that move by itself? The hearing was third. The government's taking control of my computer. The hearing was the third in as many years in the halls of Congress since fiery testimony in July 2023. By the way, there's lots of links in here, so you can follow them if you want to read up on that. reignited public fascination in UFOs, as well as the possibility that extraterrestrials are piloting them. Across the three hearings, several witnesses, including journalists and high-ranking military members, have testified about shadowy military programs. There's Lou Elizondo, isn't there? He's the most famous one, who led up the government's essentially, it was like Project Blue Book, the government's investigation into UFOs, and he led that up, that didn't he? For a while. I've testified about shadowing military programs to retrieve and study not only interstellar alien spacecraft, but the extraterrestrial pilots themselves. The hearings have often spurred calls from advocates and lawmakers alike for transparency. Legislation is in the works that will compel the federal government to release more information about what has been uncovered. Is that it? Yes, that's it. They won't release. They'll release dribs and drabs. Like the Tic Tac video and stuff like that, and bits and bobs, but that's it. Names will be taken out, obviously, and all the juicy information will be redacted. But I don't think we'll see. I don't think we'll have true disclosure like what people are calling for. Anyway, Lou is not to be trusted, a CIA guy. I'm not sure if I trust him, but I've heard he's a stand-up guy. I've seen like interviews with people saying it does seem genuine, but I don't know. There's something about him I don't trust him. It's like Richard Doty. Don't trust him because he was a Black Ops chap, wasn't he, Richard Doty? But yeah, he keeps popping up with UFO information, and he openly admits that he lied and did disinformation. So it's mixing the truth with the lies, and you don't know which to believe. But anyway, so that's that one. And then we have a follow-up, news story, which is interesting. Oh, hang on. Hang on, I forgot what to do. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button because I'm stupid. Pressed the wrong button. Oh dear, which one is it now? Where are we? That one. There we go, that one. Dead thick. On GB News, which probably have some people thinking, oh God. Almost 4 million files wiped after Donald Trump ordered release of UFO documents. Which is not uncommon. I've heard that happens a lot when there's like... When some files have reached when they're going to be released, instead of releasing them, they'll just shred the buggers. Anyway. Where were we? Almost 4 million files were wiped from an online archive just hours after Donald Trump ordered the release of UFO-related documents. The Black Vault, a database which has been going for donkey's years now, hasn't it? A database run by researcher and ufologist John Greenwald Jr. He was just a kid when he started it. Had its server cleared, deleting millions of declassified files related to UFO CIA projects and alleged conspiracies. Mr. Greenwald said several server directories had their permissions, safeguards and file ownership logs changed without explanation. All right, so it's not like documents from a government vault, it's the documents that are on the Black Vault's database that have been deleted without their permission. The Black Vault has long served as a repository for government material obtained through Freedom of Information Act requests. The site organises documents on previously undisclosed programs and incidents, including long-running claims that the US recovered and studied alien technology. Mr. Greenwald has submitted more than 11,000 FOIA requests, or FOIA requests, over nearly 30 years, securing records dating back to the alleged 1947 UFO crash in Roswell, New Mexico. What is the guy from England who was in the Ministry of Defence? He was in Ancient Aliens. Nick Pope, is that what you're on about? Nick Pope has just been diagnosed with cancer, incurable cancer, unfortunately. So I don't know how long he's going to be with us. But yeah, Nick Pope, nice fella. I've not met him. I don't think I've met him or spoken to him. But I've been at a conference where he's at. I don't think I spoke to him. And I've sat at the same table as him. But he's a nice fella, is Nick Pope. I like Nick Pope. I forgot where I'm on now. He's also published material related to secret task forces of senior military and scientific officials established to examine UFO sightings, including the alleged Majestic 12 MJ12 group. The timing of the wipe came shortly after Mr. Trump announced he had instructed the Pentagon and other agencies to release documents concerning alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, and UFOs. We know that. There he is. Mr. Greenwald said he did not believe foul play was involved, but described the timing as truly bizarre. After speaking to his hosting provider, I hope it's not 1 and 1. They're not called that now, are they? Ionos, because that's what my website is on. He added that he could not fully rule it out, as he has been told the incident was a deletion, not corruption. They got to him, didn't they? He said, in my honest opinion, I feel it was very oddly timed server maintenance done by the hosting provider that went awry. They didn't catch it, and when I did, they didn't take blame, and there was no way to fully prove what happened and by whom. I hope he had backups. I presume he had backups. The order to release alien-related files followed comments by former President Barack Obama, who discussed the topic, which we've just learned about. Oh, look, a UFO, look. And another one. Oh, pardon me. Mr. Trump later claimed the 44th president had revealed classified information before his own announcement on Truth Social. Mr. Greenwald was ultimately able to restore the site, there we go, using backups, though he encouraged users to report any issues when accessing files. Data wipes can occur without malicious interference, most commonly during routine server maintenance or system updates. But it's a bit of a big coincidence, isn't it? That just after that announcement is made, 3 million, nearly 4 million documents on an independent website just go missing. And the hosting site says it wasn't us, and then own up to it, said that it was. Hardware faults can also result in data loss, although the site's hosting provider reportedly ruled out corruption in this instance. It's a different form of corruption. Yes, probably using AI to seek and destroy. Good song that by Metallica, Seek and Destroy. The ufologist said the incident was a stark reminder to keep backups, yes it is, and never be intimidated by anything that comes our way, no matter what we expect may have happened, Mr. Greenwald added. Mr. Trump has previously hinted that he possesses deeper knowledge about UFOs and the possible existence of alien life. During his first term, he told his son, Don Trump Jr., in an interview that he had heard very interesting things about the Roswell incident, but declined to elaborate. Oh, is that it? Is that it? So there we go. So very interesting and a curious coincidence. Like I said, the timing was truly bizarre. They got to him, didn't they? They got to him. I don't be surprised if Winggrace is right that they used some like hacking program just to seek out government files anywhere on the web. Probably, or maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, there we go. So that's that. What's next? What's his next article? Hillary Clinton. I think this is a short one because, it's just to do with UFOs. But I don't think we'll learn anything. It's just an interesting little sidebar. Just he says, sadly, I can't trust digital documents. The paper files are hard to fake. This is it. I don't trust anything I see on the internet these days, especially since the rise of AI. But anyway, speaking of backup, they're warning people who have downloaded the Certain Island Man files to be careful as it contains naughty stuff and they could come for you for that if they want. Oh, yeah, because there's like kiddies and stuff, isn't there? So, yeah. Got to be careful. I mean, I forgot his name now. What do they call him? Pete Pete Entwistle from The Who, the guitarist from The Who. He got done for it, didn't he? He said he was doing research or something for one of his charitable things. So on his computer, he saw images of kids in sort of situations, and he got done for it, didn't he? I don't think. Well, I say he got arrested or whatever. His things were confiscated. I don't know if he got done or charges were dropped. But you have to be careful, haven't you? Be careful. Anyway, where were we? The next story. Right, here we go. There it is, from The Hill. I don't know how to pronounce that. Boebert. I don't know. On Hillary Clinton questions in Epstein probe, I think everybody wants to know about UFOs. What a bizarre thing. Representative Lauren Boebert, Republican, Colorado, weighed in on former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's criticism of questions during her deposition Thursday, saying everybody wants to know about UFOs. Clinton, following her closed-door testimony before the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee in its probe of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. I said because I was trying to think of another way to say it without saying it, and I thought, sorry, I'll just say it. Knocked lawmakers for asking questions about UFOs and the debunked 2016 Pizzagate conspiracy. Is that referring to Prince Andrew? I think it is, isn't it? Is it? It might not be. I don't know. Well, I think everybody wants to know about UFOs, Boebert told News Nation's Chris Cuomo. I did not ask that question, but I mean there certainly are questions out there, and there were connections within the Epstein files that led to those questions. So there's stuff in the Epstein files about UFOs. I don't know because I've not read them. I think it says, ages ago, when she was losing the primary for president, one of the last things she tried was saying, if you elect me, I'll tell you all about aliens. A few of them have said that, haven't they? A few of them have said that. I think Obama said it as well, didn't he? And a few presidents have tried to get the UFO question out in the open. Jimmy Carter wanted to, didn't he? Because he'd seen one, hadn't he? And I think Reagan did as well. I don't think Bush #1, I don't think he wanted, because he was head of CIA, wanted, so he probably knew the score. Anyway, she added, did Boebert, there are 3 million files there. 3 million, and then the Black Vault lost 3 million files, or nearly 4 million. Coincidence. You can go a lot of different ways. She actually seemed pretty inquisitive about it, the Colorado Republican said of Clinton. She was interested herself. The former Secretary of State's testimony before the House came a day before her husband, former President Clinton, was set to be deposed. The Clintons originally pressed for a public hearing, but they reversed course after House Oversight Chair James Comer, Republican, Kentucky, threatened contempt proceedings. How bizarre. It then got, at the end, quite unusual because I started being asked about UFOs and a series of questions about Pizzagate, one of the most vile, bogus conspiracy theories that was propagated on the internet. It's probably not the Prince Andrew Pizzagate then, because that was a British one. That was serving as the basis of a member's questions to me, Hillary Clinton told reporters Thursday in Chappaqua, New York. Is that related to Chappaquiddick? I don't know. But anyway. I don't know Pizzagate then. I don't know what that's about. I thought it was very repetitive, she added later. I thought that they literally asked the same questions over and over again, which didn't seem to be very productive. And then, as I said toward the end, there were several questions that were off subject. I'm fascinated now that there might be UFO stuff hidden away in the Epstein files. How bizarre. The exact nature of what lawmakers asked her about her relationship to Epstein is unclear. She denied having ever encountered the convicted sex offender, I bet there's photos somewhere, during the deposition, and said she did not possess any information about the disgraced financier or his associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. It's weird though, isn't it? Like, how many people are in those files and have met Jeff? I don't understand it. It's beyond my ken, all this stuff. Anyway, Hillary Clinton said she only knew Maxwell casually as an acquaintance. She also said the mention of the former president in the Justice Department's public release of files tied to Epstein, which included photos, did not prove her husband was connected to his crimes. Her testimony was briefly interrupted after Boebert leaked a photo from inside the deposition, blah, 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 blah. So there we go. So she was asked about UFOs for some reason, because it's... Where does it say it somewhere? Connection. There were connections with the Epstein files about UFOs. How bizarre. How bizarre. But I'm not going to try and download them because I don't want to get got. Wingray says Pizzagate was a democratic thingamabob ring on the basement of a pizza place in New York City. That was a conspiracy. Oh, right. There you go. There you go. I always think Prince Andrew, because in the UK, I think it's still on about the Epstein files. And that photo came of him and, I've forgotten the name, Virginia thingamabob. He was saying, when that photo, which has turned out to be real, he said they were in a pizza place somewhere. I forgot what they call it now. A pizza place somewhere. And they called it Pizzagate. But it later turned out it was lying, and he's now not a prince anymore. And he's going to get his what they call it, his right to the throne, because he's like 8th in line to the throne or something at the moment, and they're going to take that away from him as well, aren't they? He'll end up hanging under Blackfriars Bridge or something like that. So there we go. I've just found that fascinating that maybe there's something in the Epstein files about UFOs. We just said the Epstein files have lots of emails between famous people ordering cheese. Is that genuine, or is it just made that up? You never know, do you? You never know. All right, which is supposedly code for types of people they want. All right, so it's real. Right, so weird. So they want French people. Is that what they're asking for? I thought cheese. I don't know. Anyway, right. So Epstein files has got UFO stuff in it, apparently. Right, what's next? Presidents and UFOs. This is a really short one. I think it's essentially a link for a video, I think, that might be on YouTube. I don't know, but I'll share this tab. Here it is, from Mystery Wire, from KLAS 8 News. Presidents and UFOs, a history of secrecy and speculation. Following President Obama's comments on his belief in aliens and President Trump's subsequent call to release government files on UFOs, it may seem like disclosure of potential extraterrestrial life is a modern question for politicians. However, since at least World War II, certain American presidents have dealt with questions surrounding the declassification of such information in different ways. President Harry Truman is accused of covering up the infamous 1947 Roswell incident. It's all in here, I'm telling you. Where is it? Hang on. I can't get to it. Hang on. Don't matter. If you watch Dark Skies, that series, he was there at Roswell and they shot the bugger down, the UFO. It's all there in episode 1. Anyway, if you believe that sort of thing. But also credited with creating the Majestic 12 Committee to study the phenomenon. Some UFO people point to the John F. Kennedy assassination as an example of government agents attempting to prevent a president from releasing information on aliens, though many more popular theories exist. They did that in Dark Skies as well, didn't they? But some people think it were going to the Apollo moon mission. It were going to try and do it in conjunction with the Soviets rather than in competition with them. And apparently they didn't like that. But anyway, that's one of the theories. Anyway, Kennedy certainly pushed for some of the most advanced space technology that would eventually help humans land on the moon by the end of this decade. And do the other things. I always wonder what the other things were, but anyway. President Reagan created a big stir in 1987 when he alluded to alien forces 5 different times in a speech to the United Nations, part of which is quoted below. I won't do an impression because I can't do one. I've often wondered what if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by a power from outer space, from another planet. Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? I've heard a different version of that, maybe from a different speech, I don't know. But yeah, he did use that a lot. And again, in Dark Skies, Ronald Reagan's in it because him and Nancy got abducted by aliens. But it's odd that series only lasted one season and it ended on a cliffhanger. The presidencies of the Bush family were also, and the fellow that created it, Bryce Zabel, is still into UFOs. He does stuff with, I can't remember his name now. A UFO researcher. He's got like a podcast and stuff. He's got like a YouTube channel. He does, what is it now? Me and names, I can never remember stuff. Bob Dean, by the way, the fella that I'm sure he said in an interview, Master Sergeant Bob Dean, he worked at the Supreme Headquarters of the United Nations Security Force or whatever, in Allied Forces in Europe, in Belgium. He worked there. And I think it was him that I saw in an interview said that the president doesn't have high enough clearance for some of the UFO stuff. But anyway. Where were we? The presidencies of the Bush family were also illuminating, as former head of the CIA, George H.W. Bush, would know more about any secretive programs than presidents before or after him. The dissolution of the Soviet Union also occurred during his presidency and brought with it information previously unable to cross Cold War borders. There's links there, because George Knapp of KLAS, he got loads of Soviet documents, didn't he, when he went over, just after the wall came down. He got bought loads of documents, didn't he, and smuggled them back somehow. Dr. Eric Davis claims President George W. Bush not only oversaw secretive programs, but even had a meeting with Davis where they discussed disclosing aliens to the general public. I don't believe that. Because George W. Bush, he wasn't his dad. Let's just put it that way. But anyway. The answer may be as simple as presidents not knowing as much as we think they do about the subject. I think some do and some don't. The recent statements from President Obama and President Trump, however, suggest modern presidents are much more aware of the issue and the ramifications of disclosure. So there we go. Let's watch full episodes of Mystery Wire it's on YouTube, innit? Pardon me. I like George Knapp. He's cool. There's his name there, George Knapp. I wish I could remember that fella's name that Bryce Zabel does YouTube videos with. Sort of tipping me too. Anyway, never mind. So there we go. We were just talking about presidents, weren't we, a minute ago? Which ones have information? That's it. I think they're all told a certain amount. But I don't think they're told everything. But because it's the biggest thing, it's the biggest story in history, isn't it? That they have UFOs in their possession and alien bodies and all that stuff. Maybe there's even some weird cooperation going on between, governments and extraterrestrials or extra-dimensionals or wherever they're from. Who knows? Anyway, right, so what's next? What's the next one? This is on... I've not read these articles, by the way. Right, here we go. I thought I'd include this one. This one's from Church Leaders. Are UFOs demonic? UFOs and God directors urge church to address the supernatural. By Jesse Jackson. Is it the Jesse Jackson who just passed away? I've no idea. Maybe, but is this his last thing he's ever written? I don't know. When did he die? He died before February 27th, didn't he? I'm going to have to look now. We've got a link. Yeah, we have got a link. Just let me look at this. See if it is the Jesse Jackson or is it a different one. Well, it doesn't say. No, it doesn't say. Never mind. No information on that link. Anyway, during the National Religious Broadcasters Convention in Nashville, Tennessee last week, church leaders spoke with UFOs and God directors Wes and Amanda Llewellyn. I've no idea who these are, but this website could be totally bogus. It could be, super cool. I don't know. So if I'm, just reading out nonsense, I apologise because I don't know anything about these people. So I just saw that it was to do with UFOs and demons and stuff. Spoke with UFOs and God directors Wes and Amanda Llewellyn. So it must be a film because it says the soon-to-be-released film examines today's growing fascination with UFOs, also referred to as unidentified aerial phenomena. It's also... what's it called? It also stands not just aerial phenomena. It's something else in it. UAP, it's like unexplained anomalous phenomena, something like that. But anyway, whatever. And what it means for the church, rather than approaching the topic from a purely scientific or speculative angle. The Llewellyns say their goal is to equip Christians with biblical clarity and spiritual discernment. Our discussion came shortly after former President Barack Obama, it's everywhere, that story, isn't it? Told American YouTuber Brian Tyler Cohen that aliens are real, but I haven't seen them. And as the Trump administration's push to release government files relating to extraterrestrial life. One of the biggest problems, though, is that the church doesn't talk about it, Amanda said. They talk about it now more than what they used to. It's a hot topic, but I think the church feels really kind of unqualified. I think pastors feel very unqualified to talk about such things, she said, even though if they are really looking at the Bible and reading it plainly, there are unexplained things that happen all through the Bible. Yes, there are. Just watch Ancient Aliens. She continued, one of those places is Genesis 6. We're living in Genesis 6 right now, and I think when you see, as in the days of Noah, I think this may play into that. So what's Genesis chapter 6 then? I don't know. Is this, well, it must be the flood, when people are doing naughty stuff. Let's see what it says. Yes, the wickedness in the world. When human beings, is Genesis chapter 6, when human beings began to increase in number on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God, it's all about the Nephilim and all that. As the Lord said, my spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal, their days will be 120 years, blah, 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 blah. And then he brought about the flood. That's what Genesis 6 is about. Are we living in Genesis 6? We're going to have a flood, are we? I'm not going to say definitively because I don't know the mind of God, she added. But I do know that all of the signs are there that this is something that we do need to discuss. We do need to be biblically literate. We're going to get to demons soon, I don't know. And we do need to have the vocabulary to talk about it with those unsaved friends, said Amanda. And unsaved. And give a hope and a defence mechanism and weapon through the name of Jesus Christ. Windgrace remembers I remember the flood. Were you there? Kind of work out when it was. 5,000 years ago or whatever. Wes echoed his wife's assessment of why the church isn't speaking about UAPs and urged Christians not to be fearful of the supernatural. We're trying to say, don't be scared of the supernatural. We always hear people say, oh, this is crazy stuff. I go, yeah, but you're a Christian. You believe God came to earth as a man, he said, was born of a virgin, knowing he was going to die, died for my sins, and then rose from the dead. We start at kind of crazy, if you want to look at it. Oh dear. Didn't do yourself any favours there, Wes. Amanda described UFOs and God as a primer that gives viewers conversational tools. Oh, crikey, Justin has given me a $2 super chat. I think it's just a super chat. We'll like that. It won't let me. Hang on, where are we? Go on. No. It won't let me like it for some weird reason. Nope. that's weird. I'll do that instead then. Right. Thank you, Justin. That's amazing. That's amazing. Hang on, it's still there. There we go. I forgot what I want now. We talked to a lot of different experts, she said, and we have everything from a secular viewpoint to a spiritual viewpoint to a Christian viewpoint. Oh, there's another page. I didn't realise. Is it going to... Yes, right. So here we go. We're going to go to demons yet, but we try to focus on the spiritual. Wes said, if you want to see a documentary that proves that these things are real, this film isn't that. Again, that Wes, shut up. When is the Angry Berry starting? Maybe when we get to the demons. We're approaching it from the spiritual point of view. Wes, who has worked in film for more than 30 years, Sid Roth's It's Supernatural, The Moment After, either of them, shared that he initially approached the topic with scepticism. After hearing Amanda's personal experiences and researching the subject himself, he said he wrestled briefly with questions about how such phenomena fit within a Christian worldview. He ultimately concluded that the existence of unexplained phenomena does not undermine the gospel. It doesn't matter, he said, explaining that Christ's death and resurrection remain foundational regardless of what else might be true. Oh, excuse me. Right, church leaders asked whether the UAP that the government and others now say exist are demonic. It is demonic, both directors replied. What, at the same time? But they do not behave like demons, Amanda said. Oh, watch the full interview with Amanda. Where's Amanda? Oh, right. So they haven't put it all on the website, but they just said it's demonic, and then we've got to go there. Let's have a look. Is it? Oh, it's on you. Oh, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube, and it goes on for like 20 minutes. So you follow that link if you want to watch them. They're there. Look on YouTube. Talking about demonic aliens, I imagine. So I'll watch that later. I will watch that later. Right. So we'll move on. Are aliens demonic? According to these two, they are. I don't think they are, but anyway. But anyway, I've always said the UFO phenomenon is an all-of-the-above subject. It covers everything. The UFOs, the whole lot, nuts and bolts, spaceships from other planets, spiritual beings, multidimensional beings, time travel. It's got everything. Angels, demons. It's got the lot as ufology. So who knows? Aliens could be posing as demons. Yes, they could. Yeah, they could. Oh, like that. Star Trek animated series episode. Anyway, let's move on to an old case from Ireland from 1969. Even though in the URL in the link it says 1967, but never mind. So we'll have a look at this one from Tipperary Live. Aliens looking back on an alleged UFO sighting in Tipperary in 1969. So, RTE has resurfaced an old Newsbeat report of an alleged UFO sighting in Mullinahone, I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, as part of its archive series, says Daniel Ryan, good Irish name, RTE this week revisited the 1969 Newsbeat report, detailing claims by several, wherever that is, locals that they had encountered an unidentified flying object. The incident sparked rumours of alien activity in the area at the time. The report features reporter Cathal O'Shannon interviewing local couple Kathleen and John Shelley about what they witnessed that night. He begins by asking, what first drew your attention to the sky? I won't do it in an Irish accent, even though I want to. I can feel it. John Shelley responds, a strange shape and a light. At first it appeared to us like a cloud with two lights shining from it, but the lights were not flashing on and off like an aeroplane. After we had travelled about 2 miles along the road, the object had dropped to what seemed like about 100 feet above the ground and was roughly 150 to 200 yards away. At this stage, it appeared to be hovering. O'Shannon then asked whether they could make out its shape. Not clearly at first, John explains. It was descending from the sky. Asked about its colour, he adds, there were 3 colours, an orange and crimson light seemed to come from the top of the object. The whole thing was surrounded by a mass of bluish fog or vapour, which partly obscured it. When pressed further on its form, John describes it as spherical. He continues, when we reached a point close to where we saw it hovering, I stopped the car and switched off the lights. It was moving slowly in a backward and forward motion while continuing to descend. I've heard that before. I don't know about UFOs. They kind of go like that. I think Bob Lazar's mentioned that, haven't they? That sometimes UFOs move as though they're like a leaf dropping on, in the wind. Anyway, I looked over a 5-foot fence to watch it and became quite frightened. O'Shannon then turns to Kathleen Shelley. What frightened you? She replies, I couldn't understand what it was. Asked what she believed it might be, Kathleen says, I thought it might be, I won't say a flying saucer, but certainly some kind of unidentified object. Something I'd never seen before, something unnatural. Kathleen remained inside the car during the sighting. I stayed inside and called John. I had the window down and could see clearly, though not as well as John could when it was hovering. We later discussed what we had seen and confirmed that we had both witnessed the same thing. When asked if the object had landed by the time Kathleen called him back to the car, John responds, no, it was just dropping below eye level. I found it difficult to believe that anything could descend so quickly from that height in less than 3 minutes. O'Shannon interviews another eyewitness, Ellen O'Donnell, who recounts a similar tale that occurred roughly a half hour after the Shelleys believed they saw the object. In the field near the Mullinahone, I'm probably mispronouncing that, creamery, where these sightings occurred, Cathal O'Shannon was later joined by Eddie Bergin, the South Tipperary civil defence officer at the time, and his assistant Eddie O'Neill, as they checked the field with Geiger counters for possible signs of residual radiation from the alleged UFO. However, they found none. Were the locals in Mullinahone mistaken, or are aliens still hiding out in South Tipperary to this day? We may never know. This Newsbeat report was broadcast nearly 60 years ago this weekend on 26th of February 1969. You can watch it online here. I tried to watch it, but I couldn't really... the volume were really low. Let's have a little look. It was really quiet.
Now, what did you see?
See, it's really quiet. Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing it.
My wife Kathleen,
There we go.
drew my attention to it. She pointed out something.
Got it on full volume.
An airplane. But after some time,
I can barely hear it. Anyway, you can follow that link if you want to listen to them. To their words, but they don't sound like mega Irish, do they? It's not like Father Ted. Justin says, I have some movies for you. No One Will Save You and Brightburn. We've done Brightburn. I did Brightburn a while ago. No One Will Save You. I will look into that one. But I'm presuming you mean for Friday. Yes, I'll look into No One Will Save You. That rings a bell. I don't think I've seen it, but it does ring a bell. I will look into it, thank you, Justin. But we have done Brightburn. We did it a while ago. Good film. Good film is Brightburn. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, where were we? Right, another UFO sighting from my neck of the woods. I have seen. Yes, it's an alien. Yes, I have seen it. No One Will Save You. It's good. It is good. I do like it. There's hardly any dialogue in it. And there's about that young woman that lives by herself in it. Yes, and she sees the aliens and stuff. Yes, I have seen that one. Yes, it is a good one. Yes. So, yeah, might do that one then, yes. Yeah. Anyway, where were we? I haven't shared this one. Next up, from the Northern Echo, has a UFO been spotted flying over York city centre, the capital of Yorkshire? Charlotte and her son Oscar on their holiday to York. I think I've only been to York twice in my life. Two holidaymakers in York spotted an unidentified flying object in York city centre. Charlotte Hunt, 42, and her son Oscar Lawson, 13. I'm not saying anything, from Bristol, have submitted this image to the press in hopes that readers are able to help them in getting to the bottom of the mystery. In a photo taken on Lendal Bridge, the pair say they spotted a strange object in the background whilst, God, I hate that word, while going through their holiday pictures. A grey blob with two side panels hanging down. Charlotte said the strangest thing was that we don't recall hearing anything unusual, and we didn't spot it until we got home and looked through our photos. And there it is. I'll zoom in on it, shall I? I'll open image in a new tab, and we'll do that to zoom in. So share this tab. So we'll have a zoom in on it. There we go. Oops, steady. Oh, Pete's sake, where are we? Get it into the middle. There we go. What do you make of that? And it could be a carrier bag, couldn't it? A shopping bag that's just caught in the wind, because it has been windy recently. So it could be that, or just something, a piece of plastic. But it does look kind of oddly symmetrical, doesn't it? I don't know. It is a weird shape in it, but it does have a thing there. And I think it could be like a garden. I say, if it's been windy, it could be like a garden chair. You know, them light plastic garden chairs. It could be just blowing about, or it could be a UFO. I don't know. Yes, it's a strange one, isn't it? So have a think about that. I'll carry on with the article. I'll leave that on there, and I'll just carry on reading the article. There's not much. There's only like 2 paragraphs, or one more paragraph. We would have heard it if it was a bird or drone. I've sent it to a few friends and we can't figure out what it is. If you're able to help or have witnessed any strange sights of your own in York city centre, please feel free to get in touch with newsdesk@thepress.co.uk. So yeah, there we go. So that's a UFO sighting in York. It's a weird one, isn't it? There's been a lot of, because we're going to see some more in a minute, a lot of like UFOs with weird shapes recently. But yeah, we're going to see one that's really weird in a minute. I found some YouTube videos. I'm not going to watch all the videos, but we'll go through some stills of them. So yeah, so there we go. A UFO. Make of it what you will. Can you see my mouse pointer? Yes, there it is. I said, my suspicion is it may be like a plastic bag or something like that, or something that's blowing about in the wind. But it is kind of oddly symmetrical, isn't it? With these two, that's similar to that side, you know, that like upside down L shape. Don't know. It's weird. It is weird, I must admit. But anyway, it probably does have a logical explanation, but for the moment, it is a genuine UFO. We don't know what it is. Where are we? Justin saying, it's good, strange ending. Have you done Hereditary? No, I've not done Hereditary. I don't have it. I have seen it, and I think it's really good, but I never want to watch it again. Yes, it is disturbing, is Hereditary. It's a film that I want to watch it again, but I don't at the same time, because it is very disturbing. But it is good. It is good. Anywho, right, so we'll go on to some YouTube videos, but we're not going to watch them because we'll be here all night. But I'm just going to go through the things. Right, here we go. So, from this 1980 UFO photo, nobody can explain. There's actually a few photos. I think so. We see somebody took some. I don't know the story. Let's have a look, see if it tells us here. 1980, a rural couple witnessed what they described as a shocking UFO encounter. I don't know where. Maybe it says in the video, I've not watched it. Unlike anything they had ever seen before, after spotting the mysterious object hovering over their farm, they went outside and captured several photographs of the unidentified craft. To this day, the couple have never publicly revealed their identities, fearing public ridicule, government attention, blah, blah, blah. The photographs and testimony were eventually shared with a UFO investigator, adding credibility to what many consider one of the most intriguing and fascinating UFO encounters ever documented with images. But yeah, so I said, there's the. Hang on, where are we? Let's go back. Oh, for Pete's sake. There they are. There they are. So. Oh. Is it that one? Was it that one? Let's go back. Frame at a time. There we go. There's the photos. Oh, for Pete's sake. Never mind. And then it shows the close-ups of them. So, that's it. So, here we go. Do it like that. So, that traditional saucer-shaped objects. Oh, there's the little photos. Look. But, reminiscent. They kind of got, Billy Meyer and also McMinnville feel to them. Like a cross between the two. The other show, look, they even show the McMinnville one there. Is it McMinnville? No, that's the Trent photos. It is that McMinnville, isn't it? There's one there. I think that one's from France, I think, maybe. I'm not sure. See, don't want to be identified. He's got a big square over his face. Anyway, so, yeah. So if you want to follow, as I said, I've put the links in the description. I just thought these were interesting photos. So that's that 2 or 3 of them. Your standard flying saucers. And we see them amongst the trees and stuff like that. It is interesting. I'll watch that fully later. But I just found this. I found these videos not long before I went live. So I just thought I'd share them with you. Yes, McMinnville, I was right. Oh dear. Hopkinsville. I always get McMinnville and Hopkinsville mixed up. Hopkinsville were like the alien goblins or whatever, wasn't it? The 50s. Anywho. So yes. So there we go. So. Cool old-fashioned photos. That's what they are. That's what they are. So you can check that one out. We'll move on to the next one. What's the next one? Hang on, share this tab instead. New 2026, 5 new mysterious UFO sightings found online from Skywatch TV. Port St. Lucie UFO, Currahue, Chicago, Sonoma, Toronto. Right, so let's have a look what we got then. Hang on, is it going to show photos? Is it photos or videos? There we go. Let's play it. Oh, it's a video. So it's basically, orbs, I suppose you could say, aren't they? A fleet of UFOs, which were popular in the 90s, weren't they? Usually in Mexico and places like that. But it's one of those. What's happening there? Oh, they're drawing lines between them. I thought they were zapping each other then, but for some reason they're drawing lines between them. Anyway, so there we go. Yeah. Interesting. Were the balloons? Who knows? Next up, Currahue, Chile. Do you think this is a drone? It's an interesting one. Hang on, it's showing where it was captured. Is it a photo or is it a series of photos in it? Is this one. Again, classic UFO shape, but then we see this one, like it's flying saucer shape. But could it be a drone? One of those like predator drone or whatever they call them, like a stealth drone or whatever. Who knows? But there we see 3 of them. Again, that's a weird. But you can't believe anything you see on the internet these days, can you? So I'm always suspicious. Anyway. So yeah, as I said, this link's another one. Oh, there's a UFO. I think it's snowing. I thought there were loads of UFOs, but I think it's snowing in Chicago. And we see this object just moving across the sky. Let's say it could be a balloon, couldn't it? Whenever I see them just floating across the sky, I always think it's a balloon. Or just something light, like a bin liner or something that's just caught the wind or whatever. But anyway, yeah, whatever. Who knows? I don't know. It could be anything. But then a weather forecaster and pilot says he's zero clue what it is. Given the visibility of the snow, this rules out a blimp. I don't know why, but that's what US Raven says. Anyway, we'll move on. I'm like they're showing like a helium balloon. I mean, it could be. Who knows? What's next? The next one is the Sonoma UFO. What we're going to see here. Right, what we're going to see here. Let's press play and see what it is. Not that black blob, and I don't think... there, it's a triangle of lights. Yay, what we like to see, innit? Caught on night vision. So I'm already, my interest is peaked. And there was a night vision scope. I've got a night vision, monocular. Got it years ago. Never use it. It's probably broken now. Something will have gone wrong inside. But yeah, I'm showing it there. Look. Cool, triangular, 3 lights just moving across the sky. Could it be an aeroplane or a drone or whatever? I don't know. There's no flashing lights, which is, if it were a regular aircraft, it'd have flashing lights on, wouldn't it, you'd think? But who knows? So there we go, fascinating. Fascinating. And then we're showing, your good old triangle UFOs, like you may read about in Mercury Rapids. In that, the Greys use triangular UFOs in that one, and the others, the Drachmu, use silver flying saucers. You'd think it'd be the other way around, but it ain't. What's this one? Oh, bonus clip is this one. It says. What's happening here? Let's have a look. Let's have a listen. Let's have a listen to this one, because I don't know this one.
That brings us to today's bonus clip. This video has been circulating online for quite some time, with no confirmed date or location.
Well, there's lights in there, and be like smoke falling from under. Does that mean it could be flares? Oh, Josh Temple says, I have that book now. Yeah, it arrived. Yeah, thank God. He's going to say it's rubbish. It is rubbish.
Many speculate that it could be a UFO flying through the trees, but no one has been able to clearly determine what is actually visible in the footage.
It's giving off a lot of smoke, isn't it, if it's like a UFO? I mean, it could be. I don't know. I was thinking of that Irish fella, what he described. Because it looked like a cloud, didn't it? But is it creating a cloud around it, like an Independence Day? Who knows? Anyway. So what's next? Toronto, Canada. What's this one? Is it that? Is that what we're looking at? Just Temple. Not done yet, but it's not rubbish, that's for sure. It's very rubbish. Justin says Behind the Mask, the Leslie Vernon story. Yes, I've seen that one. It's another one I haven't got, but I have seen it. That's another.
Flew under the radar and only started gaining attention.
Hang on, let's shut that up a minute. It seems to have a light on. It seems to be like squishing and getting like a worm, doesn't it? Like changing shape as it goes. Look, going. Is it some sort of pulse drive? I don't know. I'm just making things up. Or it could be a bird, for all we know, carrying something shiny. It kind of looked bird-like, didn't it? That last little bit. That doesn't look like a bird, did it? Yes, it's another peculiar one. But you can't believe anything you see on the internet these days, to be completely honest. And it just sod off. Hang on, mother. What's that there? What's that there? Let's go back a bit. Right. What does the narrator say?
Additionally, at one point in the footage, an actual helicopter enters the frame, making it clear that the hovering object didn't match the characteristics of a real helicopter.
It's not hovering, it's because it's moving. Interesting. I don't know what it is. Is it Mothman? It could be. I don't know. It could be anything, couldn't it? I don't know. It's unexplained, unidentified. Who knows? So that's that one. As I said, the links are in the description. Next up, this is the one that we're on about, a weird shape. Justy says, that is very interesting. It was intriguing. This next one is, I have no idea what this one is. It can't be it's got to be something man-made as this next one. I'll share it there. That. This man just released the clearest images of a transformer UFO ever taken. What's a transformer UFO? This strange photograph that has recently been shared across social media has gone viral, joining intense discussions from both seasoned sky watchers and casual observers alike. Captured in the skies above Acapulco, Guerrero, Mexico, the image was taken by skywatcher Maria de la Rosa, whose unexpected encounter with the strange object has since become one of the most discussed aerial sightings in recent memory. But I'm going to look at the comments. Steampunk aliens. Yeah. What the hell is it? I think they're just photos. I don't think there's any video. I'll play it a bit, see what happens. No, they're just photos. But how clear could that be? But what the hell is it? I mean, it's obviously, mechanical. But I don't know. I don't, is it too clear to be true? I've no idea. But it's a weird one. But it actually does remind me of back when I worked for UFO Data. We did a story on a UFO video of an object that it was kind of that shape, but it was like a fuzzy blob because it was far away. But it had these lights on it that kind of were in the positions of that light there, maybe down here. We never found out what it was. It was sent in to us, and we did have it analysed by a professional chap, and he said he didn't know what it was either. He said it's a UFO. Don't know what it is. I can't explain it. And it could maybe if it had been a clearer image, it might have looked like that. Who knows? But yes, that is definitely the clearest image of a UFO you're ever going to see. But is it too clear? And it's got too much on it. It's like I say, it looks man-made, doesn't it? As though it's something we've made rather than aliens. It looks a bit too complicated. Because the more stuff that there is, the more there is to go wrong, isn't there? But yeah, so I don't know. Or is it fake? Probably. This was debunked. Oh, right, fair enough. I said it's the first I've seen of it, but fair enough if it's been debunked. But that's it. It's too good to be true, innit? Right, so we'll move on from that one. What's next? This next one is probably a load of nonsense, but we'll go on to it. Thousands claim live video shows massive object above California. Within the span of only a few days, 2 extraordinary sightings unfolded in the skies above California, leaving witnesses stunned and deeply unsettled. Though the events occurred separately, the similarities between them, were impossible to ignore. It was enhanced with AI. It's a Hollywood clapperboard balloon. All right, fair enough. I just posted to your community tab, has it? All right, hang on, let's have a look. Got a lot of tabs up now. Oh, crikey, I forgot about that. Sorry, I've just noticed somebody else. Retro Nerd Girl's got a live stream. It's Saturday, innit? I forgot. She's watching Ghost in the Shell. Just found this shopping during your stream. There we go. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. Cool. Good old Giorgio Tsoukalos. Hey, bless him. It's still going, his Ancient Aliens, isn't it? Still watch it. Great stuff. Where were we? Right. In both instances, massive V-shaped forms appeared suspended in the night sky, hovering silently and motionless. It was only after photographs were reviewed that the full scale and strange geometry of these objects became clear, prompting many to compare the events to the well-known Phoenix Lights incident of the late 20th century. So there we go. Let's have a look at the comments. Don't know. But anyway, so what we got? Let's go back. So that's how they've a big V in the sky. Is it a video? No, they're just photos, aren't they, that they're zooming in on. And then a weird whatever that is. I mean, there could be like lights reflecting up into the sky, couldn't there? For all we know. So, but yeah, interesting. And then I think later on in the video, they're going about the Phoenix Lights, and other similar sightings. There's the Phoenix Lights. Yeah, I don't know, but I suspect that might just be some light shining up from the ground. That's what I think, probably. More than likely. Right, that's it then. That's, I think, yeah. That's all I've got for today. I might start doing these regularly again. I might not. Maybe not every week, but maybe once a month or so. Try and find some more UFO news. We'll see. Because my interest is peaked. The V-craft seem real. That's the Phoenix Lights one. Lots of people saw that, didn't they? Including the governor, Fife Symington, governor of Arizona at the time. He saw it as well. Made fun of it to start with, and then later on says, actually, I saw it as well. But anyway. Right, so we'll leave it there. We're all done and dusted. We'll leave it there. Make of it what you will. Links are in the description for all those articles and videos and stuff, so you can watch them at your leisure. Or leisure. Right, so yes, we'll leave it there. I'm going to go and watch Retro Nerd Girls now, and she's watching Ghost in the Shell, the animated version. But I think I might be a bit late because I think she starts at 9 o'clock. So anyway, never mind. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks, Win Grace, and thanks, Justin and Josh Temple. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Justin says Vampire Hunter D, the second one, another movie. That's an anime, isn't it? Vampire Hunter D. My son used to have the PlayStation 1 game of that. I don't think he liked it very much. Anyway, I might try that for Friday. That No One Will Save You. We might try that. Is it? Could it be class? It is a horror, isn't it? Yeah, it's like an alien horror film, isn't it? We might try that. I will look into that one. Thank you, Justin, because nobody else seems to be suggesting anything. Anyway, Justin says yes. The second one is the best. I've not seen either of them because I'm not a massive anime fan. Justin says, have a wonderful day, everyone. And remember, when the aliens show up, just keep your harpoon sharp and at the ready. But they're our friends, I hope. Anyway, right. So we'll get out of here. Are you going to behave yourself, you? Eh? Are you going to say goodbye to everybody? Eh? Yeah. Right, so thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other. Don't worry, the aliens are our friends, as I said. So look after each other. Until next time, I'll say the. 18 people in the North Yorkshire believe it.